When I woke up that Friday morning, the air felt different, crisp, light, almost promising. My wife, Emily, had left early for work as usual, leaving a quick note on the counter, "Big presentation today. Wish me luck, Redheart." I smiled reading it. She'd been working on that project for months, and I knew how much it meant to her. She had barely taken a weekend off lately, and I thought maybe she could use a little encouragement. So, I decided to do something spontaneous, something small but special. I packed her favorite lunch, picked up flowers from the shop near her office, and told myself it would be a nice surprise. She always did so much for us. It was my turn to remind her she wasn't alone in her efforts. As I drove to her office, I thought about how much our lives had changed since we got married. The late-night talks, the shared dreams, and even the quiet evenings after long days, they were all small pieces that built our life together. Lately, though, we'd been missing those moments. Her work had become more demanding, and I'd been buried in mine. Still, I believed that love could survive busy schedules if you kept showing up for each other. When I reached her office building, the glass doors reflected the morning sun. I straightened my jacket, held the flowers carefully, and walked inside. The receptionist looked up with a warm smile. "Good morning, sir. How may I help you?" she asked. "I'm here to surprise my wife," I said, smiling. "Emily Carter. She works in the marketing department." Her smile faltered slightly. "Oh, Mr. Carter," she said softly, "I think you might want to speak with Mr. Jenkins before you go upstairs." I blinked, confused. "Is something wrong?" I asked. She hesitated, then picked up the phone and made a quick call. Moments later, her manager, Mr. Jenkins, appeared from the hallway. He was a tall, composed man I'd met once at a company dinner. His expression was serious, but not unkind. "Ethan," he said, extending his hand, "can we talk for a moment?" We stepped aside near the lobby window. He took a deep breath. "I didn't expect to be the one to tell you this," he began carefully. "Emily isn't here today. She resigned this morning. Sent an email around 6. I froze. "What? She didn't tell me anything." He nodded sympathetically. "She mentioned she needed to take some time away, personal reasons. Said she'd be unreachable for a while. We all respected her decision, but I assumed you knew." The flowers in my hand suddenly felt heavy. I tried to process what he said. Emily had left her job, the job she'd sacrificed weekends and sleep for, and she hadn't told me a single word. A dozen thoughts raced through my head, each one more confusing than the last. I thanked him quietly and walked out to the parking lot, feeling as if the ground had shifted beneath me. I sat in the car, staring at the flowers on the seat beside me. Why would she quit without telling me? Was she unhappy? Was she overwhelmed? The questions piled up like storm clouds, and for the first time in years, I realized how little I truly knew about what she was feeling lately. When I got home, her car wasn't there. I waited, trying not to let worry consume me. Hours later, she finally walked through the door, her eyes tired but calm. "You went to my office, didn't you?" she asked quietly. I nodded. "Why didn't you tell me?" She set down her bag and sat on the couch. "Because I didn't want to face that look in your eyes, the one you're giving me right now," she said softly. "I've been running on empty, Ethan. I thought achieving everything at work would make me feel fulfilled, but it didn't. I kept chasing goals, missing home, missing us. I needed to stop before I lost myself completely." Her voice trembled as she continued. "I should have told you. I was scared you'd think I was giving up." I sat beside her, the tension melting away into understanding. "You're not giving up," I said gently. "You're choosing peace. I just wish you'd trusted me enough to share it sooner." She reached for my hand and smiled weakly. "I'm learning to trust again, starting now." Over the next few weeks, Emily slowed down. She spent mornings gardening, afternoons reading, and evenings with me, laughing, cooking, talking about nothing and everything. The silence that used to feel like distance now felt like comfort. Looking back, that morning at her office wasn't the shock I thought it was the turning point. Sometimes love doesn't crumble from fights or betrayals, it simply fades when life gets too loud. But if you're lucky, it can also be rebuilt, brick by quiet brick, once you both remember why you started in the first place. And those flowers, I still brought them home that day. They wilted in a vase on the kitchen table, but they marked the day my wife finally stopped running, and came home not just in body, but in heart.